Hello everyone and welcome to this first video on our project that I have been planning for a little while. Actually I did not plan so much, rather just thought about doing it, and I'm super stoked to start doing it. This is the first video of our European Union tour. Now I could do European countries, but that would be a definition question really. So instead what I have decided to do is at least visit all the current membering countries of the European Union, and that includes Great Britain. And I will look at Scotland as one separate unit, and the Ireland as well, and then we'll do Great Britain, and we might consider going to Wales as well. We'll be a bit loose on that, but we will go to the British Isles. And of course we are now parked, since this are our first leg and our home base is Oslo, Gardermoen. We are parked here with this brand new livery, which I tested in a previous video on a domestic turnaround flight to Bergen. You can check out that video on the channel here. Had a very good day of flying with the ATC most of the way. We are online on VATSIM. Today I thought about kicking off this first leg into the European Union with a flight from Oslo in Norway. Oh, there's active sky redrawing the weather. Going from Oslo in Norway not being a part of the European Union, of course, we would kick off by going to one of the founding fathers and Euro powerhouses, Germany. We will go to Berlin, Tegel Airport, and I bought the scenery for that airport. I think it's Aerosoft that made the scenery, so I'm looking forward to seeing that scenery. Our flight time today will be about 1 hour and 30 minutes and will take us down along the Swedish coast, over Copenhagen, then over the Baltic Sea and into Germany, where we will do a landing in Tegel Airport. Most likely we will be coming in from the east to do a landing there, and we'll take a look at the approach later on. As you have already guessed and seen, we are using live weather from Active Sky. We are online on the VATSIM network in hopes of some ATC. Currently there are no controllers in Gardermoen. This is Monday afternoon, so it isn't the busiest time of the week on the European side of VATSIM, but we are hopeful. What more can I say? I do fly as always with failures enabled. And I also have ticked off remove surfaces and other stuff when we exceed the limits of the aircraft. So if we overspeed with flaps or overspeed in general, we will get a crash basically. And the same thing if we touch down too hard or do anything silly. So we do have to play it realistically, which we do like. I do know that VATSIM has some terms that says about the failures and so on, but we will look a little bit through our fingers with that. Should we get a failure while in flight and there are ATC available, we will of course contact ATC and state an emergency, and if the controller chooses to use his right not to play along, we will of course comply and log off. And the same thing goes for disturbing other pilots on the VATSIM network. We will try to be as realistic as possible. That's what at least I like about all of this here. And having a good time. And also visiting other countries. So I thought about visiting the European Union countries. If you're from Europe, you will have heard a lot of news about it lately with the Brexit and everything going on. So while we're flying, we will take a little look at the countries we're going into, and might learn a little along the way. Learning is always good, and we'll learn a lot about the aircraft, the flying, and the countries we're going to, and everything, and it's going to be so much fun. At least for me. I do know that these videos have a tendency to be a bit long. As always, I am in virtual reality. I am using Xplane 11 as my preferred sim. I have a ton of plugins and add-ons and whatnot, but you can see that in the description below all of my videos. I'm using the Oculus Rif S, and I am using the Swift client to connect to that sim. A really good client. I can really recommend it. Gives you loads of possibilities. The flight is the airplane here we're going to fly is Boeing 737, the SIBO mod, which if you are an airplane user like me, you would have heard about. It's a really good mod, and it's free, and I recommend that you check it out, and if you like it, also give the guys, the hardworking guys in the team, a kind donation. That's the very least we can do. They have given us so much in this aircraft. I can tell you it's brilliant in so many ways. You would have seen me flown Norwegian in previous videos, and I would have done that. I actually did the European tour on my own not too long ago in a Norwegian livery, and do prefer Norwegian for various reasons, but I thought I'd give the Scandinavian livery a go and start things off with a brand new livery, also because it makes it easier to track the flights on the Project Fly, which I'm also using to track the flights, and just for fun, it shows you the landing rate and what have you not. And of course you will have, if you have seen previous videos, you will have known that I have an obsession with parking on the line. And as long as we have wheels in the yellow line or inside the yellow color, it is perfect. And parking is just as important as the landing rate, and at least for me. But enough talking. I think it's time to jump into this beauty of an aircraft. Yeah, we're loading some fuel, some cargo, and some catering. This is a chartered flight with the representatives from, let's say, representatives from Scandinavian airlines going on a charming tour to European countries, looking to expand our business. So we will fly with the same call sign throughout our European tour, which will be Scandinavian 511. So, without further ado, let's get in the cockpit and let's get started. Let me get seated here. There we go. And I can pull my seat back. If you're curious about the rig I'm using and the setup and seating and yoke and everything, take a look around on my channel. You'll find a video where I go through everything, how it looks and how I'm seated and so on. I do have some time today, so it's a perfect day to start this. I do hope to do more legs than just the Berlin leg today. So after the flight to Berlin, we will park, and we will park in a turnaround state. And I will go and grab something to eat and just freshen up, and then hopefully we'll get back to another leg. I haven't quite decided where to go yet. I do have some ideas. I do really want to go to the Baltic states, Tallinn, Riga, Vilnius, I think they're called, and also into Poland. But I'm currently in the process of getting ortho for XP for those areas, so basically satellite imagery of the ground. And I really think that I owe it, and we owe it to the Baltic states to show it from the best side and be able to show ortho from those places. So that's why we're going to Berlin. Otherwise I would have taken an easterly route southbound, maybe going to Stockholm, then to Finland, and then the Baltic states. Lots of short hops, but I think we'll do some crisscrossing around until we have visited all of the countries. We will not go back. We will only visit one country at one place. So for Germany, that will be Berlin. I will not go to Frankfurt. I know that there's a lot of ATC there, but it's quite busy, and I really want to check out the Tegel scenery from Aerosoft. So that's why we're going to Berlin. It's a nice medium length flight, about 1.5 hours. And where we go after there, I'm not quite sure, but we'll review that once we're airborne, I think. So I have closed the door, and we can get the crew going. And I think I would just get some charts out, because we are taking off. Actually, let's get our flight plan out, because today we are taking off from runway 19 on the left. So that would mean that's this one here. Sorry, my mistake. This one here we'll be taking off from, so that means we will be pushing back facing east. So let's just get that set up, because once I do plan my my pushback, I do have a tendency to get off position. So let's see. Could do something like this, and then we'll go around here. Yeah, I think that will do us nicely. Right there. Yeah. So now then it's pre-planned and all set up. Of course, we do run the risk of having ATC showing up while we're doing our setup and give us a completely different
All right,
runway.
Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
As you can see here, it puts me in the ceiling of the aircraft, which is far from ideal, but we can live with it. So that's done. So let's just get everything up and going, and you can come on, and we can put you on using ground power, and boom, and to the flow. No lights needed for now. Could put you on for the all important walk arounds. Let's just see, nothing here looks funky. Nope. There. Probably there. Okay. So that's done. Let's start with our so actually good you have that beam when you're doing this alone, otherwise you would have to break your neck to get there. And there's of course no sound on this one in Seabird. It will come on later on for some reason, and I do think Seabird is aware, but it's not that important. So, pressure working. Check the crossfeed valves. Off. There we go. I can review this. Looking good. Just the lights. And it's looking good. Perfect. Take off configuration.
Adjust vertical speed.
Go.
Adjust. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb.
Test our
crossing,
oxygen.
Climb. Climb. Crossing. Climb.
We should
Climb.
really be monitoring
Climb.
here
Clear
to see that we
of
get
convoy.
the call outs.
Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend. Descend. Crossing.
Okay.
Descend. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test.
Passed.
Pass.
Okay, so good. We'll just look for the escape rope and check the gear. They have not been touched. Good. So another test we can do, but we have to wait until everything is aligned. It's right here. Systems test. It's a more in-depth test of the screens and really basically everything. So we will run that, I think. Okay. So we are in Gardermoen, and that will be the last time for some time. I will not go back here. As you might have heard from other videos, I am a geek in a way that, or OCD, or call it whatever you want. But for me, it's important that I do not jump airports. So when I go to Berlin now, I can't log on tomorrow and then fly from Naples or somewhere else. I simply can't. Then we must leave from Berlin. We're stuck in Berlin. For me, I don't know what it is that makes it so. Maybe it makes more sense, or makes the world feel somehow larger, makes the distance more real to me in the sim, at least. That you have to put in the hours to get somewhere. You can't just jump around like you want to. Makes the world more real, makes the distance more real, and makes it all more tangible. Well, that's the word I'm looking for. Got my mouth full there. So it's good. Put in here, and then we have Tegel, and we will be flying SAS 511 for some time to come. So it's a call sign that I will be very familiar with, and if you're looking on the VATSIM radars and so on, you will also be seeing it, at least for the coming weeks. Oh, I do get these sketchy sounds on the Unicom. I don't know if it's I have heard that you're supposed to be able to talk or give instructions on Unicom in the new update that they're working on. Didn't know that you could do that now, but so let's put in, so we can go to route and we can depart from 19 left. That much we know, and we're going Oxford 1 Charlie. We'll just confirm it. Here we go. Oxford. You know what I always forget, because that's normally already done for you and you don't have to do it in this order. So we'll put in the fuel and we'll put in the passengers. So we'll just go back here and review our zero fuel weight. We are quite heavy today, 170 passengers. How about that? That's heavy. So we'll be at 59.417, yeah, 59.4, and require 7.7. So we'll call that an even 8 tons. Our reserve is Hamburg, so 8 tons. We will have to refuel in Berlin, and 59.4. Yeah. There we go. And that will put us bum bum bum. Or has it already calculated? Yeah. So that will put us not overly heavy, but it's quite full. So we'll head back. And I will not have done on the last European tour. I calculated time and fuel usage and stuff like that. I won't do that now. I won't bother with it. No fuel. Take on the fuel we need when we need, and just get on with it. Okay. So as I said, Hamburg is our alternate. So we will need reserves. Let's put it up at as actually let's say 3.1 tons. Quite a high reserve, but 3.1 tons of reserve, yeah. So, on to routing. Oxford 1 Charlie is confirmed. We'll go on to the route. And Lima 996. And Kelin. And from Kelin direct to Salo. Oslo. And M44 Cockpit. And from Cockpit M725 to Rodep. From Rodep it's T208. Which will bring us to Golbo. And that's the start of our arrival, and we'll do Golbo 1 hotel into 26 right. Do that as approach. Golbo 1 hotel, there we go. And let's check out our route. No discontinuities, we can activate. Head on to our performance, 0 fuel weight, 3.1 in reserves, and cost index 30. And today we will be cruising up 36,000 feet. There we go. Cruise winds for today 21649. 21649. Just confirm that 21649 and insert it. Temperature is 12 plus. Let's go here. We can review that. All good. Activate. Outside temperature at the moment is 17 degrees Celsius and it is dry conditions. We are quite heavy. We will do 24k. And flaps 5 for the landing. Oh, sorry, for the takeoff. 140-14149. And then we can look at our trim. 4.9. And when I move my, I do have a yoke here. You see, as soon as I touch the yoke, for some reason, the zebra just wants to activate the reversers. I have no idea why, but it's not a big issue. So that is done. It will not do that. As long as I have the sim open now, I can do all the legs I want, I can do everything I want. It will not reactivate, so it's all good. And we are basically set on the trim, so that's good. We will do flaps 30 approach, but we will take a look at it once we are on our way. So we will not set that now. For now we'll leave it as it is. We will review the routing. And we will do a left-hand turn straight away after takeoff. Quite a wiggly one. Might give ourselves have a larger view at this. Might give ourselves there are some noise abatement here. Some Jesheim, I think it's called, a city close to very close proximity to Gardermoen. So that's basically to take us a bit away from suburban areas. So we'll just zoom back in and basically just straight down along the coast of Sweden over Copenhagen. Then we'll start our descent and come in from the east. Oops. Yeah, come in from the east, do quite a special sharp turn. Now what we need to be aware of here is that this SIBO has sometimes a tendency to really put it in plain English, cock things up in a turn like this. So what we can do is we can either follow the approach, we can look for more waypoints on the approach plate and put them into the FMC. So that's basically what we will do now. So we were going to fly the, let's just get it up here. Going to fly the Gulbo 1 Hotel approach, or arrival, sorry. Could of course be doing this while we're flying, but shouldn't take that long. Gulbo 1 Hotel, here you are. That'll take us to NatSat, and that's here. So we will need the ILS approach for runway 26 right. Here you are. So we have some different points here. We might not have any, but we'll just take a look. So let's see, NatSat has a rope gap here. So what, as you can see here, what was done here is quite a sharp, not a sharp turn, but too much of, let's zoom out, a bit too much of a turn from our, let's get this back here, from NatSat onto row gap. So here they are actually a bit offline compared to the charts that we have here. And that will give us basically a very knifey angle, and I doubt that it would give us a very stable approach. So what we can do, since our chart here did not give us any, we can do two things. We can override with heading select here, and then do our turn in. We do have let's look from row gap. We have 4.6. We have 4.3. That's 8.9. We do have 9 nautical miles to get stabilized and get all set up. What I would like to do is put in a little helper, nothing much, just a little extra to sort of give us a more calm approach. So I'll just take row gap. We can head onwards and zoom in. Zoom in here. So if we go 0, let's say 5. Let's say 30 degrees out and give ourselves 2.5. So that would put us at 2.5, and we should now be able to insert this here, go pick up row gap, insert row gap here, and execute. And now comes the exciting part. So come here, and if you zoom in, you can see here. Now we have fixed our turn, so it looks a lot better, and we are within our margins to do so. It will just ensure us that that autopilot, should it be engaged at this point, if we do not have any ATC or do anything differently, that this is the path that we will fly. So at least you have it set, you have that peace of mind. If we get ATC, we will we'll definitely get some vectoring here, and this won't matter too much. But for now we have something to fly after, and that's the most important thing, and it's important for me. So now it looks a lot better. Okay, so that's that. Reviewed and accepted. So pop you here for now. But it's a map. Actually, let's just close this down for now. So we are at Gardermoen. We are 681 feet above sea level. We'll put as a barrow. I do think that somewhere in the settings I need to, because I did update the SIBO. I will not update the SIBO mod while doing this flight. I have tested this model for some time and it performs well, so we'll just leave it at that. But I will need to find a setting here to keep it locked at barrow. We can look at that while in flight. But we will need to go to 1681 for the MSR rate. It is a bit lively in VR. In the older versions, it was more you could turn like this and then you could hold the direction and it would tick up faster. Just tick, 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 and it would be much easier to set. But then at some point they changed it, and sometimes it's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes you do require your virtual reality mouse to fix it, but we'll definitely need to fix it to get it back down for our minimums. Weather-wise, while I'm turning here, we do have some weather along over Denmark, I think, and a little bit of weather here in Norway as well. But quite good weather in Germany actually, so we should have a nice clear view of Berlin as we are coming in. Almost there. Oh. Here we go, all set. Let's get to QNH while we're at it.
Echo, November, Golf, Mike, airport information, Golf 1320, Zulu, weather, wind 206, at 14, visibility 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 3,500, ceiling 5,000, broken, temperature 18, dew point 10, QNH 1002, advise on initial contact, you have information, Golf
1002 for QNH. Set the back up. Set. And let's get some chart talk. Let's get our airport. We can take the parking stands while we're at it. Should we get some? Nice to have if we get some ATC. So then we get our departure. Oxford 1 Charlie. There we have it. There's the avoidance. Yeah. So I think actually we will, because it's quite a long lake for departure, so we'll keep the routing as is and keep the avoidance. So we'll let that be. And initial climb clearance is 7,000, which we will set plus 100. And put it there. And we are at we're gonna go 192, that's correct. Correct. And let's just have a look at that departure as well. So we'll go on runway track, follow the RNAV points all the way out. And our final heading will be 180, so I'll just put 180 in here, just to keep it tidy up. We will keep our runway heading here as well. No need to. Okay, so that's. Didn't see that before. So. For some reason his nav display has not come on. Maybe it has been dimmed? Yeah. Don't know why it decided to do that. That's odd. So let's go get back in our seat. And the correct seating. Okay. So that is set. So we have flaps 5, we have 140, 141, 149, D-step 4.92 units. Runway 19 left is set. And we can put in Gardermoen already inserted. We can put you in here as well. Nothing to tune here, I think. Nope. So we will push back facing east. Then we will taxi via Delta. Then we will do Papa. And from Papa we will go on to Sierra, and we will go on Bravo 9. We take all the runway we can get. So Delta, Papa and Sierra to Bravo 9. Then we'll do our takeoff and we will turn left on heading 131. And we will keep turning left until we come to Golf Mike 612. Then we will turn even more left, almost heading northeast to Golf Mike 613 and continue via our departure routing. Should we have any issues and lose an engine or anything else that we bring with us into the air, we will continue straight ahead on runway heading. We will climb to at least 4,000 feet, then we will review and come back for a landing on runway 19 left. If you have ATC, we will inform them and they will most likely vector us in. Okay, we do need to be at below 230 knots, below 10,000 feet, or at least within the ARB range, and then we need to be below 250 at flight level, below flight level 100. So let's just see how we reach our levels. Golf Mike 613, so we should be good by there. Yep. Okay, so that's all reviewed, good to go. We can actually, we should have started our boarding, but we'll do it now anyway. And we will kindly ask our ground handling guys to bugger off, and while they do that we will just bring into virtual reality our Swift client so we can monitor what's going on in the world around us, which is always good. Situational awareness for the win. Yep. Here we go. Boom. Bit large, but okay, then we can at least so we have one takeoff from 19 right. Going to ATLAB. Did I spawn on you? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah. Would at least give us a TCAS alert if we had it on. Oh, I think we're good.
Guys, Delio's on board.
While we're at it, let's just have a look at the VATSIM map. And we'll close it down again. We will not delay frames here. Yep. Away you go. Then we'll just down this window. Oh, we got ATC in Germany. So hopefully he will stay on for at least a couple of hours and give us a nice approach. Oh, here we go. You can shut you down. There we go. Yeah, so we got ATC. Very well. Actually, look at that. That's insane coverage for a Monday afternoon. You got coverage from the Danish border all the way to Greece or Turkey. and all across from all of Poland all the way to London. Basically, you can even do Dublin. So that's just a big kudos to the VATSIM network. Yeah, we love our ATC. So basically, our route today, just nice, calm flight, straight line down the Swedish west coast, crossing over Copenhagen here, going over the Baltic Sea, and then into Berlin, where we'll take a break. And the weather, just a quick look. Here we go. There's our meta, and it says QNH is correct. And showers in the vicinity, clouds few, so we should be well clear once we get to at least 10,000 feet. And as you can see, Berlin looks quite well. We do have some weather along the coast, but we will monitor it as we go. We'll just pop this one back on because we need that to have our VR mouse working. Okay, so we confirmed there's no ATC currently available in Gardermoen. We have done our takeoff briefing. Threats, we have terrain. We are well aware of where the terrain is. It's mostly, when we take off, the terrain will be mostly to our right side. We will climb to at least 4,000 feet, preferably 5,000 feet, and we will stay well clear of the terrain. There isn't much traffic going on now. So yeah, we are ready to move on. So let's just pop on the pumps. We do have a little bit of fuel. I do not want to put the pumps on. Actually, we can do it and then we'll turn it off as we are taxiing, just to use it to empty the center tanks. Sorry, here we go. Almost did a big no. Your damper can come on. Set. Window heat. We need to set our cruise today 36, and we confirmed that here 36 landing altitude in Berlin. We can take a look, shouldn't be that high, maybe 100 feet. So 36 is set, 36 checked. And we can, the search, we already got it in, so it's just punching like this, 1, 2, 2. So we'll do 100. Here we go. Pop your back off. And get our taxi charge. We will not need the detailed parking slot charge. So, but for that good, I'll get my seat a little better positioned, and we will do a before start pre-flight checklist. Oxygen is tested, the nav, transfer and display switches is auto and normal. Window heat is on, pressurization mode selector is auto. Flight instruments, heading and altimeter will cross check. 45680, 45680 is checked. Parking brake is set and engine start lever is cut off. Before start checklist, flight deck doors are closed, fuel pumps are on, passenger sides on, windows are locked. MCP we got 14, we got our runway heading, and you can pop you on, and I want LNAV, and you're set, looking good. And we can now put the anti-collision lights on. Takeoff speeds, we have 140, 141 as our rotate, and 149 as V2. That means we have 169 for our minimum.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need
Yeah,
anything.
thank you, love. You must excuse me for mumbling and speaking to myself, and sometimes I just let out a lot of noise that doesn't really make sense. I'm just trying to think out loud sometimes, and it doesn't always make sense. So, CDU pre-flight completed, rudder and alien trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed, and anti-collision lights are on. So we have the APU ready. Pop in on. APU is on. That means we can go here, remove the chocks. Oops, it's already disconnected actually. So we can stay there because we will need to push back shortly. Yep, we did start. Yeah, so we got the APU on the bus. So we are ready to start. Let's get going then. Before we do anything else, I would like you here, and I would like some more distance on you, and I would like the airports. So let's request pushback.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Oh, thank you. There's the tow. And let me just check the doors. Good. We can pop you guys off.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Thank you. Danke. We need to brush up on our German. Dankeschön. I think it is. Vielen Dank. Boom, 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 boom. Got any ATC yet?
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. Bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
I will kill it now. Thank you.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Start in 1 and 2 in sequence. And we will pop you on as well. Hopefully there's no one behind us. I don't think so. At least nobody was parked on us, so that's good. So let's put in the fuel. Keep our hands on the start levers in case of any fires. EGT is rising and starter cutout is coming there. EGT is falling back. Good. Yeah. So starting number 1, and that while we do that, I'll just there we go. (15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. And we look well and clear. Not much traffic this Monday afternoon. Cutouts falling back. Low 300, looking good. Okay, so we can pop you on. And here, you can get off. You are relieved, and you can go here. Oh, there and there, looking good. And still looking. Okay, I'll just point so you see where I'm looking. So that's good. And I can go on to you, and we'll just wait for the pushback to be completed. here we are. Last good looks of our home base airport, Gardermoen, Oslo, for a good while. I did forget how many countries the Union actually have. I do believe it's, and I did forget to open the window with the map showing all the countries and everything. I do think it's 19, 18. Oh, it's more. It's gotta be
Just
more.
about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Set you. And full forward, full back, full left, center, full right, center. Looking good. Yeah. Yeah, looking good. So, pop you to flaps 5. Can shut you off. Set RTO. And yeah, so before taxi checklist. Generators are on, propane is on, anti-ice is not required. We'll keep an eye on the temperature.
And we're
of the climate.
disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Thank you, signal pin on the right. Engine anti-ice off, isolation is auto, engine start, levers is idle, detent. Flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clearing, and he will show us the pin shortly on the right. Taxi checklist completed. There's the pin, thank you. Taxi lights, let's pop some more on, and let's get going on our European tour. Here we come. Starting with some baby steps, a little bit too. There we go, we'll get us started. So we'll go around here and we would go on to Delta. Then we have Golf, so Delta should be this one here. And then we will do Papa. And we will do Sierra. Quite a long setup and a lot of talking, but that's just how these things goes. So you can see the flaps there as well. And we'll see how our frames will be today. I have noticed that once I set my visual settings to HDR, I do get a bit of flickering and like the light masters, and you might not be able to see it in the video. If I turn the HDR off, I don't see much of a difference graphics wise. I do get less flickering. The issues I then get is that I will not be able to see certain lights, and that's a shame. So it's a trade-off, as I have mentioned in previous videos about flying in VR. It's a trade-off, and it's a personal thing if VR is for you or not, and basically it comes down to how willing you are to give up certain trade-offs. And here we have some issues with aerosoft scenery. We have this basically road ramp sticking out of the ground, but we'll just ignore that and pretend that it is not there, otherwise we will have lost our right wing. And on our way to 1 minor left, next up is a Sierra. And now we can turn off the radar, so I'll take the weather, you will take terrain, just have a look around. Nothing serious to look at. And check it again. Might take a time to load up anything nasty. Nope. Looks good. And I can again, as always, confirm, living very close to Gardermoen Airport, that the weather we are seeing from Active Sky is very spot on. It is basically the same weather I am seeing outside my window, if I could see, which I cannot because I am wearing VR goggles. Okay, so next up is Sierra. Oh, traffic. Which reminds me. Oh, Go on. Move along. There's a Sierra for... We'll follow him all the way to Bravo 9 at the end. And there's the fuel light right on time. So the center tank is empty, turning off the fuel pumps. Let's have the before takeoff check. This flaps 5 green lights. Stabilizer trim was 4.92 units, if I remember correctly. 4.91 units D-stop. And transponder can go to TRA now. Then before takeoff checklist is completed. There we go, Bravo 9. And we can get on to our departure map here. Let's break down for the time. Get it down a bit lower here. There we go. And we can pop the lights on.
Okay, the cabin is
Clear
secured.
on shot final. Cabin is secure. Oh. There we go. A lot of dinging.
Approaching 19 left.
And we will line up. We are looking for 19 at 2. There we go.
On runway 19 left.
And almost there. There we go. So, forward pressure, set the timer, and let's go. Looking for 94.6. Slide left rudder. And thruster set, indications are normal. There we go.
Positive rate.
And gear up. Set the trim.
400.
Oh. And we will start our turn.
1000.
And we can accelerate. And flaps 1. And flaps up. That's 3000 VNAV, please. A little bit off the flight directors, but not much. It's looking fine. Should be in the clouds soon. And command A. There we go. It's the departure done after takeoff cleanup. Boom. After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds are on, packs are on auto, and landing gear up, no lights, flaps. 0, no lights after takeoff, checklist completed. So we are a bit Speedy Gonzalez here, but we will imagine that it's alright. Got no major buildings or anything. So here's the clouds. We have TAT 18 looking good. Basically we have this turn here. It would be tempting to avoid that and just go straight onto Alum.
1,000 to
which we
go.
will do. Execute, and we will clear ourselves to final cruise level. And just review the TAT again. TAT 15 now. Set standard. But out on the distance. And we are coming out of the clouds again. And we can release our cabin crew. There we go. Above the clouds. Coming up on 10, and we can also update our heading. Boom. That's 10. Yep. So now we are basically just shooting straight across here. There's no terrain, no serious threats, and we will imagine that's a shortcut that the departure gave us, which is quite likely. Okay, all good on our way to Berlin here on our European. Oh, just forgot one thing. 36, 36, and 36. Also confirmed by our. See, so it's all good. We got a message: insufficient fuel will just disregard. Sorry, hard word. And a bunch of messages here that we will all just ignore. We will just do this because there's no real traffic, no ATC. So let's just get along our way to Berlin. That's where we want to go. We want to reach that ATC down there. And after this here turn, we will release the cabin. Starting to get some views here. And for those interested, we can look at our meters as well. 4,000 meters, that's 4 kilometers above the ground now. And looking good. Coming up shortly on our right turn, and that will be last real turn we will be doing for a very long while, as you can see. So turning wise, on navigational wise, it's quite a uninteresting flight, and we won't be coming up on any terrain. It'll be quite flat. So, but hopefully we'll get some good views of Berlin as we are coming in there. There's, I think that's Sweden we're looking into. We are just above the border, Norway-Sweden now. So if there's Swedish ATC, now would be the time for him to ping me. I know Sweden is quite active, but not online just yet. I'm sure they will come on later on, Sweden, and if any of the Swedish ATC guys are watching this video, then just my hats off to you. You're all doing a great job. The same with the Norwegian guys and Danish and so on. All of the controllers are on the VATSIM network. So here we go. We'll just follow along with our heading select, just to keep updated. There we go. Yeah, so the ATC guys on VATSIM, yeah, I applaud you. You're doing a really fine job and doing a great deal of service to the flight simming community as well. So yeah, that's all I have to say really. Cannot stress enough how important and how much appreciated the effort is. Passing 6,000 meters. 19,000, almost 20. So here we are at flight level 200 and we can release our passengers as well. Getting some sunlight back into the cabin while Sweden passes by underneath us. And we can start shutting down our maps. Got them on go. Well en route now, and we'll just have a look here. Everything is looking real fine, running smoothly as expected. Almost coming out of the turn now. We do have a slight headwind coming in from the nose, so we will cork a little into the wind. I bet you that's what Belnav is trying to do now. So if you're wondering, I'm quite sure that all of you seasoned 737 flight sim pilots out there are well aware of the aircraft and what we can do and what we can put in. But if anyone is wondering what is all these blue dots, that's basically our airports all around us, and it's very good for situational awareness and just getting to know your surroundings and always have a backup plan. So that's why I like to have it on. Tells us a bit about where we are. So here we have Torp Airport. So the Oslo fjord is here, and the Swedish coastline is here. Let's see if I just quite can't see Jotunborg yet, but there is Rygge. It's on the other side of the Norwegian Oslo fjord. Airport quite active, serviced by Ryanair up until recently, when the Norwegian government put in some tax and Ryanair decided to stop their service from this airport. So the airport is basically closed down now. But we're hopeful that it will reopen sometime soon. Yeah, so that's airports. No traffic by the looks of it. We will pull out our VATSIM map shortly. Yeah. So as I was saying, we are going on a European tour, starting off by Berlin, and I've been wondering where to go. We'll put out our maps and we'll have a look of possible targets to do after Berlin. As I also mentioned in the beginning, I will take a short break. I'll not start immediately setting up a new leg. I do need to get some food and some other things, but I will leave the sim on and leave the aircraft at the gate on VATSIM and take us along for another leg. So I do think this is actually the guy we'll be talking to if he stays online. But we will, yeah. What I'll do before I do anything else is I will get out some maps here. Tell if I am not mistaken. Put my seat back a little, stretch my legs. No need to be on the pedals right now. So, Goldby 1 Hotel is correct. And then we will be doing a very boring, mundane ILS approach. We could do an RNAV, but we did that yesterday. Let's just do the ILS for now, just to have better time to enjoy the scenery. So here we have the RNAV, and what I'm looking for basically before getting out my Move VR is our minimums 3. So here comes the VR mouse, and we will just pop her down to 317. There we go. You see, as long as if I need to use my VR mouse, I need to have Xplane 11 running as the preferred front screen on the physical computer screen. So if I start putting forward maps and what have you not, pages, then you will not be able to see or to use the VR mouse. Sorry. We do have some. I didn't expect that much view, but we can just pop onto FO's side. Just have a. Looks like he has some clear weather here. So that's Sweden, I guess. Maybe Norway. Not sure. Quite sure if we are just alongside the border. If we have passed Halden. It's the landscape. Lots of lakes, lots of rocks. Out there is the Oslo fjord. And we can turn it down. There we go. I cannot reach this way too far because right here actually I have a physical wall. So I would have to move my entire rig or my platform. Would I want to? I just need to get seated. Go, and let's pull us back again, and let's pull out some Move VR stuff. There we go, the desktop, shut it down. So I'm contemplating doing a second leg today, and no promises made, okay guys. Do have a real life prioritizing that at the top, the simming here, so there's our weather. We can put away, we can update it as well, just have a look. So basically the green and blue areas are precipitation, no thundery stuff to worry about. I have something over Poland that could be interesting. Not much going on, especially in Berlin. Tegel, which is here. Cav OK. 1016. Nice day in Berlin. We do have some clouds. The grey areas are cloudy weather, so that's the clear weather we were seeing outside the FO side. And this here, I reckon, is what we are seeing out here. So let's have a look at our VATSIM map. So is that Copenhagen? That's interesting. It's rare to see that airport active. Would think that Copenhagen would go active. We still have A to C. And we will be dealing with Eurocontrol, Matisse. I have seen his name pop up quite often. I think he's a very active controller and a very proficient one. 13545. So we can just confirm that 45. So we will have that ready. We might have to update if Denmark goes online or Sweden. We will get a ping. That's us right here. And we do have some traffic here. I think he's going to Göteborg.
1,000 to go.
from Prague to Gothenburg, so he is well on his approach here. And I do like this new VATSIM map. You can find it on Vatastic. Reason I like it is that it is much more VR friendly, much more easy to see what's going on, see the frequencies and everything you would need basically. So now we're going to 168. There we go. And at full thrust now. As we are trying to capture our cruise speed. There we go, cruise speed acquired, so we'll pull back to thrust. And there we go, we are cruising. "18 minutes from takeoff to cruise." And I do think we have a little, weather showing up here. I'm quite happy to see that because the weather radar, and I don't know if it's the weather radar, it's as if it is in the aircraft code, or it's an active sky thing, but it has had a tendency to need very violent weather before showing anything, and this year is much more normal, so that's very good. I don't know if they have updated anything, but it's good. It's a good thing. So let's have a look at Europe, and as you can see, I have prepared a little speech about Germany, as I will do with all the countries that we're visiting. So what I was thinking originally, I would like to have gone to Helsinki and then done the Baltic states. Now I'm not too good in geography here. I do know the names. It's Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. That's the 3 Baltic states we have here. And then in between there we have a small Russian enclave. Where they have Klaipeda, I think it's here somewhere. Here we have Riga. So the issue with taking all the Baltic states at once would be that it would be just very, very short hops. So what I was thinking is going a bit more ping-pongy. We will visit them, and the main reason for not doing this today is that I do not have I think I have Oslo up until here, and then I miss some of Poland, and I do really want to have Oslo for XP when visiting. I do have Finland. I do have Riga, I think, and I do have Tallinn. I think Tallinn is up here. So I do have this area here, but I need this bulk here basically, and I do want to get that sorted before we go there. Simply because I think it would only be fair to the countries to give them a chance to be shown from the best side. Yeah. So what we could do is I don't really want to go to Dublin or anything. Have just been there, and Denmark and Sweden are of course left out for some time because it's quite often visited by me. And I do want to go into the heartland here. Austria is obvious, of course we will visit Innsbruck. And I don't want to go to Innsbruck today. I do have the Innsbruck scenery from Aerosoft. I do know that Orbex have launched their scenery for Innsbruck, and without checking or anything, I bet you that because Orbex do make awesome scenery, that it is much better than the Aerosoft. So I might just have to swallow the pill and buy the Orbex scenery. Yeah. So what I was thinking that we could do was either go maybe to Italy, or we could go to Croatia. Visit Split. I do think Croatia is a Euro member, so we could visit Split, which I think is here. So it has a nice approach, and we could also. That would be quite a long leg, though. That would be an evening event. So just keeping up top of this, having a close look of this weather. No, nothing special, I think. We'll need to keep an eye on it, though. Might get some turbulence from it. I have turned down an active sky. I have turned down some settings because it were wildly exaggerated. Stuff like this would crash you instantly, ice up your, and also a thing about Xplane, if you are in icy conditions, put on your wing anti-ice, because the engine anti-ice won't cut it. It will crash you. You will lose all control, you will crash, and you will get a message that ice were building up on the wings. That's what will happen, and actually that happened for me not too long ago when going through stuff like this. Not red, not yellow or anything, just plain normal precipitation, but that was during a climb phase. I think I was at around 20,000 feet. So I'll keep an eye out, and most likely, optimally, we should be just fine. We should be passing straight over it. Shouldn't be that high, but you never know. We'll keep an eye. I think that's what we're seeing straight ahead here. So we'll keep on top of our heading, and we'll keep a close look. I'll keep it zoomed in nicely, and if need be, we'll just navigate around it. Okay. So back to our charts here. Yeah, Berlin, and then we cannot visit Germany, although Germany is a large country, large part of Europe. Could go to France. I was thinking about going to Nice, and I was thinking about going to Italy, maybe going to Naples. Split was on the table. I don't have Oslo. I know we have Slovenia and Slovakia, and we have all these countries here. Hungary, and I'm not quite sure. I want to make sure that I have scenery and Oslo sorted before we're going there. So yeah, maybe this Euro tour was a bit prematurely, but I just really wanted to get started on it, and we do have plenty of countries with scenery and Oslo. So I thought, why not? Let's just get going instead of just bouncing around in Norway, Denmark, Sweden, with the odd trip to Northern Europe. We could do Brussels. I was thinking Brussels, it would be a nice target, but then again, Brussels it's like I don't know, it's kind of a finale, because that's where the European Union headquarters are located. Could also go to the Netherlands, to Schiphol. That will definitely give us some work. Major airport, large airport. I do have some scenery there. Eindhoven, of course. We could do Schiphol, since we have scenery there, and there will most likely be scenery. You normally have the two busiest airports in Europe basically is Schiphol and London Heathrow. Almost always ATC online. So here we go, and keeping a close look at this, making sure the sky doesn't do anything. So we are out of the clouds, there's no icing conditions, and only thing I need to keep an eye on is this blob here. Let's get right in there, up into it. Yeah, so we are technically not even in it, we're just passing through it. There's Jotunborg coming right below us. We are passing Jotunborg now. Sorry guys, just a bit focused, a little bit worried and a little bit curious about what Xplane might do. Decide to ice up my wings or anything like that. I don't think there's a way to recover from that either, so it would be an end to the video. There we go. We're not in it, we are just touching the edge of it. A close look of the on the airspeed, that would be our first indication. And then turbulence. So far so good. I think we're clear. Yeah. Yeah, we're well clear. So I'll just keep him here for now, just in case anything else should show up. Yep. So I don't know, guys. Where should we go? Berlin, Schiphol. That would be a very commonly used route, and then do maybe just when we're in the area, just do maybe Edinburgh, go back to Dublin, Cardiff maybe, then perhaps Heathrow or Manchester. I was also actually thinking maybe Berlin, Manchester could be a good choice for today, but I do think I think Schiphol for now. Then when we leave, then we'll go from Schiphol. Then we'll go and visit the British Isles before they leave the EU. And then when we leave the British Isles, we will take a long tour Luxembourg. We have here actually Luxembourg I think is member. Switzerland is not. But Luxembourg, I think we need to keep in mind that they are a member. I need to get the map out. And sorry guys for not being a master of EU geography. It's not really something I'm that interested in. But then we could do this. We could go to Amsterdam, British Isles, and back to the European mainland to get to crack open France and maybe Luxembourg, then I don't know, Spain, Portugal of course. We need to go. We could do Funchal, because I have this crazy thing about being in the area. Then while we are down here, we might as well actually go to one of the islands. Now one thing, Gibraltar. I am thinking about doing a flight into Gibraltar. I do know it's British, so actually we could skip Manchester, Heathrow, or some Midlands or whatever, and we could just head straight for Gibraltar. That would be Great Britain, right? But I won't do that. But I do really like to do the Gibraltar approach. So we might do. We're not too strict. We might do a trip into Gibraltar if we get down in this area, just for kicks. And of course Italy. It's hard to choose just one airport in the EU, because you have so many interesting places. We have all of Sardinia. Olbia is a very nice airport. It's around here. Costa Smeralda. And as mentioned, we have Naples and many others. And also, I do have Corfu scenery, very, very good scenery. So, but that would be Greece all done. Then we would skip all of the. We wouldn't even actually go deep into Greece. It would just be right on the very edge, basically, in Albania, closer to Italy. Instead of going to places like Athens or Kos or But yeah, I think once we are in the Mediterranean and Southern Europe area, we'll try to keep that comprised. So I think we will be smart by doing like this, going westbound, finishing off the British Isles, then doing France, Spain, and then going to the east, Italy, and then doing this area here, taking along Hungary and Slovenia, Slovakia, and then slowly working our way into Eastern Europe, I think, going to Finland, and maybe going to Stockholm, then skipping Denmark, then go back into Brussels, Luxembourg, something like that, and then go back to Aalborg. We haven't been there in any videos, and then end up leaving Aalborg, and then that will be our end station. Basically, really, guys, really, it would be perfect if Brussels were the last one, I think. I don't know what you think, but it would be fitting, since that's the headquarters of the European Union. Oh no, he got offline. Oh, just my luck. Oh well. Maybe he'll be back. We still have time. Come on, Matisse. So, yeah. So Germany, the Netherlands, Scotland, Dublin, Ireland. Stay out of Northern Ireland. Won't really get messy with that. Maybe Wales. I need to check my geography, but I do think isn't Cardiff in Wales? I need to check. But that would be that would be its own lake, and then to Manchester as a short hop instead of Heathrow. I haven't quite decided on Heathrow or Manchester. We could do Heathrow. Do think it would be quite intensive on the frames. There's southern Sweden. Actually, let's get our map out here. Let's get a good look of our location. Halmstad, so we are closing in on Denmark. The FO should be seeing the coastline. We'll take a look shortly. So yeah, I think we'll do Schiphol, Berlin Schiphol, very classic route as well, busy route, and that would put us into, that would be an evening flight, so most likely we would have ATC for most of the flight, and it would keep us quite busy and stressed in our one-person cockpit that is made for two. So yeah. And then after Schiphol we will head to the British Isles, just get them done and dusted with, and then we'll go to France. Maybe we'll do British Isles, Luxembourg, just to get that out of the way, because otherwise it'll be quite a long way to head from east and then back. So British Isles, Luxembourg, somewhere in France. Maybe we'll go to the southern parts of France. Nice is quite nice. Toulouse is also a nice place to go. And from there we will go to Spain. And I do actually think that we owe it to do mainland Spain. Maybe we can do Madrid or Alicante or Malaga, somewhere like that. And then we could go to Lisbon. Yeah, maybe we'll do Lisbon, and then we'll do some other time. We'll go to the Atlantic Islands, do the Funchal approach and everything. And then we will maybe we'll go from Lisbon to do the Gibraltar approach, and from Gibraltar we also, of course, we have Ibiza, we have Palma, we have Menorca. Then we'll go from Gibraltar, then we actually need to do a long leg to get to Italy. We could do Olbia, we could do, I think, yeah, it would be Italy. I'm sorry guys from Sardinia, but mainland Italy. Go to Naples maybe, and from there I really like to go to Corfu, Split, and then we'll get started on this area here, work our way up through the Baltic states all the way to Finland, then we'll do Sweden, we'll do Denmark, and then we'll finish in Brussels. I need to try and remember that roughly, and then I'll draw it onto the map, and for one of the next flights I'll show you the map so we have a plan for our tour. But it will definitely be fun and interesting and a journey. That's what it's all about, right? So here we are. We have some traffic here. Let's just have a look at him. He is cruising at 38,000 feet, so we have a 2,000 feet separation and heading to Torp. So he should not be starting his descent just quite yet. Radek, close down. So we will have him 2,000 feet above us. I do think we will be not be seeing anything to him. So we are over the. Actually, we're over the sea now. Should have to see. Yeah, there's the Swedish coastline. Closing up on. We're actually just past Halmstad, coming up to Helsingborg and Copenhagen. And hopefully Germany will come back. Let's just have a look at the FO side. Let's get some nice views here. There's our generic sea. Looks a bit fake. Maybe at some point we can do a fix on that. But otherwise it's looking really good. Yeah. I like it. We are. Actually, let's have a small. I need to go to this side and then I can do. No, I can't do that. Oops. Now that just really messed it all up. So do like this. Yes. There we go. We are in our Scandinavian. And let's and here we are, cruising along. And let's have a look at the other side. View of the sea is gone. There's our safety cards and our in-flight entertainment. No fake passengers. Nice smooth flight today. That's me walking down the aisle toddler size. So basically if you were like 6-7 years old, this is what you would be seeing coming from the toilet, finding your mommy. You can sit here. Do the other side. Well, let's head to the aft pantry. And I have actually, let's just see, I have heard rumors that, no, I think it's in the default 747. If you go to the aft restroom, you will find the creator of Xplane, Austin Myers, sitting in the toilet. Let's head back up here. And Mommy, there's no pilots. Cockpit view. So, and I do think that I was able to last time to get the jump seat position. Let's just shut these down for just a little while. Oh. So this is what you would be seeing if you were jump seated. You'd be sitting something like this, and I really like the details, even the adjustment buttons and everything on the seats. So. Lock failure because the door is so like this. There we go. So yeah, cruising along nicely. Let's go and just have a quick checkup. Make sure that everything is okay. So, and we are basically, yeah, let's oops. Just want to do the FO view because now we should be able to see Copenhagen. Yep. So I'm quite familiar with this area here. So you can see this small island down there, and then there's this bigger island that is Amager, and in there is Copenhagen. And Amager, you can see Kastrup Airport, and you can see Copenhagen from here quite well. And you also have a big bridge, Øresund Bridge. I actually have it as a scenery. So Copenhagen view coming out quite nicely here. And then we have Malmö in Sweden straight ahead here. And we should actually be getting a good view of the bridge. So I'll just sit here for a while, just have a quick look. Do that from the FO side. So yeah. Looking good. I was just pulling back a little bit on the throttle here. Just to keep the speed. So view to Copenhagen and the bridge down there. Looks to be an okay day, actually. Big ship there. So there's the bridge. You can see the pylons. Just make them out just barely. And it's a half bridge, half tunnel. So I should drive from Malmö first on the bridge. I think it goes as high as 200 meters. Then you go into a tunnel and you just come out on a freeway just at the end of one of the busy runways in Copenhagen Airport. So this will be the last we see of Denmark for a little while. So we are heading first to Berlin, then Amsterdam to the British Isles, and then down south. So we will not be seeing Denmark until the end of this project or this journey. There's Malmö straight below us. there should be some traffic down there. Copenhagen Airport is quite busy and quite active on that sim as well. So let's say that's... Yeah, actually I would like to get a... Now guys, the reason I am obsessing with Copenhagen is that I come from there originally. I have many friends there. And I never seem to get a good view in the sim of Copenhagen. So this is my lucky day. So I'll just savor this view. I'm sorry, there's the bridge. Kastrup, very nice view of Copenhagen from here actually. And the flight from Oslo to Copenhagen, that's normally 1 hour, so I reckon we are at 45 minutes now, flight time. Okay, so we'll say that's good enough, and we'll head back into the flight deck. There we go. Let's close the door. And we are still looking good. And the fuel looks good. And to top of descent we have 96, so we have 190 track miles. Yeah, 49, so I was quite on the time there. So now we are heading over the Baltic Sea. Next land we will pass is Germany, and then we will start our descent into Berlin. So yeah, we could start getting our charts out as well, just reviewing them a little better than we did. So I would like to get the airport and prepare and assume that we have ATC. Definitely need this one. Okay. There we have the airport. We'll be coming in on 26 right. Nice long runway. Expect us to vacate at yeah, we are quite heavy. So I think we will vacate at Tango Mike and then cross runway 26 left, Tango Sierra, go Papa Whiskey, we can take a close look. So there's Tango Mike, Tango Sierra, and then we'll go on Sierra Mike onto Papa Mike and then stand somewhere. We will take Terminal A somewhere. Okay, so that's all sorted. And here we have Galbu. Vertical planning pilot should plan for possible descent clearance of at or below flight level 8 by Natsaddle. So let's just have a look. So we are at 36,000 feet, so we should plan for a top of descent at around 130 track miles. So let's see what the WNAV have planned for us. WNAV has quite late top of descent, to be honest. So what we will do is just put in some situational information. So are we already thus far? Yeah, it goes quickly, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's Germany for you, already showing up here. So charts. There's our descent, so we'll do this. And we will put in our forecast at and we'll do in 100. And we have 22775. And we have 23653. 23653. And we have 23529. That is set. Execute that, and next we can do 6 right. Just make sure. Yeah. It's 26 right. 258. A little bit of turbulence there. So we're coming over Germany. Two 5-8. Set. So, right. I already put it in there. Excuse me, people. I am coming straight from work, so let's have a look here. So 5-mile ring. And our 10-mile ring. That's good to have. Okay, set. And we'll be putting in the Tegel 1, 1, 2, 3. There we go, and we have already captured it. And we will put in our ILS 1101. There we go. Set. And almost over Germany. You can just about make out island. I think it's Bornholm, or no, we have passed it. Sorry, just my rambling. Oh, we have minimum set at 317, 317. Need to get my at least my Swift client out, just in case. Hamburg looks to be coming online, so what we'll do is we'll have a look here. Shut you down. At least to see the Hamburg 80s. That's us. Now why won't you move? So sometimes it can freeze up on you. You would have to. Might have to go out of VR, I'm not quite sure. Let's just try to load it again. Okay, close it down. So what might have happened is that the window has frozen and I would need to go out. So I would like to have it just to have a look and to orient and even to get the meta. We are now at 140 track miles, and it has given us a very. I really would like to be descending in 8 miles. So just 2 seconds as I sort out the windows, and I'll be right back. So here we go. I have sorted the windows hopefully, and I have even gotten us the meta for Hamburg. So we have a QNH of 1016, and what I will do is I will manually initiate our descent. So we'll start by going to flight level 250, just not to keep the speed under control. So here we go. At 129 track miles, so that's looking good. So we will use vertical speed, and I'll descend at 2,000 feet, 2,500 actually. There we go. Okay, and let's check the QNH. It was 1016. There we go. Set the standby altimeter. All set. Get back to standard, and we will have a look at. I didn't even get to read you the German info. Maybe we'll get time. So no ATC available. Not much traffic to talk about. So that's all good. And missed approach. Climb on runway track to 3000 and turn right to Nassau. So 3000 right turn, then go back to Nassau for new approach basically. That's what we're going to do, and I need to keep you up to speed. And I'll get you up here and zoom in a little bit, and we will track directly to Masor. There we go. Insert it. Yeah, so it had a very optimistic descent plan for us here. So I'm glad I did do something different. So there we are, Berlin here, and we'll have a nice smooth ascent. We will go down to 250, then we will slow down a little bit and do another step later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to Berlin Tegel Airport. I do think that's how you pronounce it, Tegel Airport. The ICAO code is EDDT, Echo Delta Delta Tango. It's the main international airport of Berlin, in the federal capital of Germany, formerly served West Berlin. The airport is named after Otto Lindhal and is the 4th busiest airport in Germany, with 20.5 million passengers passing through in 2017 and about 22 million people in 2018. It's the hub for Eurowings as well as a base for EasyJet, sorry. It features flights to several European, basically everywhere, right? Quick info on Germany. How do I get that? We'll have to live with the blue. Germany. No, Germany. There you go. So here we have a little bit of info about Germany while we are descending. basically one of the largest cities, countries in Europe, well central placed, world player. Country known for good craftsmanship, good cars. Let's just listen to the national anthem. There we go. Deutschland über alles, I think it's called. Germany above everything. And with that playing, we will descend to flight level 150. And we can turn it off, and we will go vertical speed down to there we go. Should correct itself now. Now that music, I do appreciate the music, but I think we'll pause it here. Did get a bit distracted. I was talking about everything else and enjoying views of Copenhagen and everything. I didn't really give you the good time to give you all the information you need about Germany. 83 million inhabitants. There you have it in Germany. There's the flag. We heard the music. Now we need to concentrate on coming down nicely. And we do have 95 track miles. That means give me a second here. That means we are low. So we can go vertical speed, and we can. Don't know why I even disengaged that. We could go that down to like so even. And just dabble along here for a little while. Okay, now I haven't actually loaded, so oops. I hope it has loaded. Hope I haven't done it. I haven't actually gone to that scenery, so I just popped it in there. There's a few tiles that has not loaded, but I hope that the airport is loaded correctly, that everything is looking fine. And yeah. So that's a bit of info about Germany. Big country. Central player, world country actually. It's not a I don't know if you call it a superpower, but it's when Germany speaks, the world listens. Let's say that much. The current leader of Germany is Chancellor Angela Merkel. That much I do know. And she is leaving office soon, so we'll see. Don't want to talk too much about German history, but I want to point out the good things. Germany is a very accommodating, friendly country, and I have visited many times and I have German friends, and if you haven't gone, I would highly recommend it. And from my point of view, if you want something done and done right and to the time, you buy German. That's as simple as that. And it's a country that has a lot of to offer, also a lot of nature, and very varied, you can say that. So yeah, really lovely country, and good beer. They have the October festival every year in Munich, and yeah. So let's just get that tastic up as we are approaching here. Now it did put us quite low on purpose. That's because the top of the descent was yeah, allowed for a really unpleasant descent for our passengers. Of course, we do not want our passengers to be feeling uncomfortable. So basically, on our missed approach, we went through that track to turn right, and then yeah, so Tegel, and we have that's it. So now we can also review our approach speeds. Flaps 30, 147. We are quite heavy still, but nothing too seriously. So we'll go flaps 30. Insert it and checked. And cruising down nicely. Not yeah, we have some thrust, but we're catching up on the profile. And we could clear us to 10. We could fix you up. Here we go. I got quite just. Don't start having lectures about countries while on descent. That's the lesson learned today. Have we had ATC, it wouldn't even have been possible. So I need to remember to start my briefing about the countries we're going to a bit earlier than yeah, we did miss out on any ATC departing. So basically Europe has locked off again, just a short appearance. Yeah. All right. I know from my videos that I do have a tendency to, you'll be seeing a lot of the instruments, and that I forget to look out the window from time to time. I do look out the window. The reason is that the image that you see in the video is quite trimmed down. It's really hard for VR images to be captured into 2D. So a lot of the edges are trimmed off. The video that you see compared to what I see, so there's the weather updating. But I do try to look well up so you can get a good look at what we are seeing. Now, I do have a few areas here and there not loading in, but not to worry too much about. So we are coming down here, temperatures rising as well. We are at TAT 3, not much weather to worry about. I do think that the anti-ice will be off. We'll be braking with auto brake 2. And coming up on Golbu. And at Golbu we should be at flight level 139. And from Golbu we have 22 miles to Nassau, so that means, let's just do some head math here. 24. So that's 33, that's 30, that's 9. Yeah, so we're looking quite good actually. Just slowly going down here. Nice pleasant descent for our passengers as well. And we don't pay for fuel in virtual Scandinavian Airlines, so good time to enjoy our area. Only thing that worries me a bit is the scenery not loading. Of course I should have loaded in the aircraft in Tegel prior to coming here, it being newly installed and everything, so but we will cross our fingers. Actually now I hope that the ATC will stay away because we might risk not having an airport or something seriously wrong. So yeah, so I should consider getting our anti-ice going here, so we'll just pop that on just to make absolutely sure. And I don't see any traffic either, nothing mental, so we'll just close you down now. Keep this one up, put on the text. There we go. So 205. And now we will reduce to 40. And we can let VNav do some work again actually. But we will reduce the speed. There we go. So at Nasat, outskirts of Berlin. Very beautiful area as well, and Berlin is a wonderful city. And we have tuned the ILS frequencies. That's it. We are out of the clouds as well, so we can pop you off. Landing altitude is already set. Fuel, we're looking good. We have all the way down to 3.1. Soon to arrive at Natsat and begin our approach. Nice, does look odd, but this descent has been very pleasant, at least for the passengers. You wouldn't really have noticed much of a descent feeling, just cruising down nice and slow, very controlled. So now it's time to clear us to 5. Actually, we can put 258 here as well, just to tidy everything up nicely. Sorry, 258. There we go. And coming up on NASA, and then we should be able to have visual on Berlin itself, maybe after these clouds here. Can see some urban areas, and we actually, I think we can just about make out the airport out in the distance as well. So. Then we'll just skip our 10-mile ring here. Now we are a bit high, so, but we are managing it quite well, I think. Don't want to be too low either, especially in an urban area like this. nicely. Looking good. Good view of the clouds. Just surfing the cloud here. Whoosh! There's the cloud. And here we are, turning on to Nassad at 135. And now it wants to drag because our speed is getting a little bit out of control. But what I will actually do, let's see here. Next up is our fake point, and we are actually a tad high. Let's just so what we can do is our while we're slowing down, is our descent pressurization was set to landing altitude, recall was checked, and we have put in our references. I will visit it after this checklist. Approach briefing completed. So we'll do this. Sorry, this.
1,000 to go.
Still selected. And we will clear us to, if I say we will stow the brake. And what I will do is really slow us down, and we will use our flaps. So there's Berlin, some power plant puffing smoke, but you can see the Berlin skyline in there. Very nice day here, nice and warm, temperatures coming up, so there we can go flap 1, speed is checked, and it will break us, help us break down, sorry, slow down, not break down, I want to break down. Outskirts of Berlin, will clear us for, imagine that we cleared for the approach. Now I really know that we have missed a lot of stuff here, but let's pop you on. Get you down here. We need a little bit of speed brake just to bring us down. We'll go flap 2. And we can stow the speed brake. And I will tune the ILS for Tegel, runway 26 right. There we have Berlin. I'm quite curious of what it does to my FPS. So now we'll begin our turn into our final. See if I can hit 258. And we can go flap 5. And we can arm the approach.
1,000 to go.
Pop that up to 4,000. And we can imagine that we are clear to land. Boom. Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. So, and very shortly I will be configuring it down there as the airport coming up. It looks like it has loaded, so I don't know why I got that error. I can't remember if I have any extra. I have tuned down. Just need to rearrange my headset. I have tuned down the world objects just a bit. so to be kind to the FPS while I am recording, because recording do steal some performance.
2500.
Yeah, so we can put the gear down. The flaps 15, speed brake is armed. So let's do the landing checklist, shall we? Engine start switches are continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear down 3 green. Flaps 15 green light, holding on the landing flaps, and we do have our auto brake set. We have captured, we're clear to land, runway 26 right, cabin is secured. Looking good. First arrival of this European tour. A very slow and nice descent, pleasant descent into Berlin. We'll just hold a little bit more on the flap. And we are looking at 53 in our reference speed, so seating is good and comfortable. There's Berlin, iconic towers, and yeah, it's looking really good. Hard not to look around to let you guys enjoy the views of the city. So we'll go flaps 30 and we will slow down. And we are manual. Bit high.
$1,000.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
A little bit of wind here, but nothing too serious.
Approaching 26 right.
Xplane need to do something about that smoke. Doesn't really add to realism, I must say. A little bit of lag. Little high will correct.
500.
There we go. Looking good. Still a little high.
400.
Just looking outside.
300.
Staying fixated on the runway.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Landing. Still a little high, but it's okay.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Little firm landing, but nothing too bad.
80 knots.
Cancel the reverses. Auto brake is cancelled.
5,000 feet remaining.
And we'll take this exit here. It should be a tanker mic. Start the cleanup already. Let's break down a little bit, slowing her down a little bit. Oh, so we got, yeah, we missed tanker mic and went for Romeo whiskey instead, but yeah, it's okay. Get you off here. Don't know why I started to saying break down. I mean slow down, of course.
Approaching 08 right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Berlin, capital, just make sure that we're clear, capital of Germany, and a very beautiful city. Don't mind the CO2 outlets from the power plant over there. really need to fix that. It's just disturbing. There we go. So on to Terminal A. Us also stand, no ATC, so we are free to do what we want. So we'll just stay on the taxi rate here. And a bit ahead of schedule as well, so that's nice. And not too much fuel usage either, so that's good. So it does look like it has loaded correctly. I don't really know exactly how old this scenery is. I do have the other one as well at a newer airport that is being built. And I have flown to that scenery, so but I thought today we'll give the main airport a try, Tegel. Did have a little bit of lag on short final there, but it is quite a large city. We must not forget that. So I think it's all right. I think we'll just take one of the gates up here and say that's okay for us. That'll do as well. Actually, what we'll do is we'll turn here on, what's this, say Bravo? 6, sorry. And we will just follow it nicely along for parking here. Do not know if there's any auto gates or gate guidances here. I don't see any actually. Don't see any marshals either. Yeah, there's something going on there, definitely. So let's see if we can hit the yellow markings this time, eh? Ah, okay, yeah. So we have this gate here, yeah. Let's find 737. Do think we're actually set here. We're just past 737, so this should do us well. At the gate there, it looks good. Let's park her here, and let's set the shocks and get the GPU going. Cabin crew, please disarm doors and slides. So the engines are dying. You can go there, there, a bit messy, but I didn't even turn that on. Okay. And you can come off. Yeah, nothing going on here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Berlin Tegel Airport. It does not look like we have any auto gate, unfortunately. Did have some parking help, but old school. So we'll disembark our passengers, and I don't really feel like opening the doors. They'll just tumble out, but we should open this. I can open this, and I can shut this one down. And we can use our trusty ground handling plugging. No, we don't go catering here because that's noisy, and we definitely need some fuel going to Schiphol. Only 4.1 ton left. So we'll just shut you down. And what's more important is that we will need to have a look at our landing rate. That's important. I think we did a pretty firm landing, to be honest with myself. We could have done much better. I can always blame the lag, right? But we did hit it a bit hard. We are quite heavy, so let's see. There's the project fly. No, we were actually very soft. So yeah, almost. Actually, we were too soft. That was a float. Didn't quite feel. I do have the butt kicker enabled, so I usually do feel quite a good thump if I put it down hard, and I didn't actually feel that. So maybe that's the explanation. So yeah, I actually think that's a PB in Project Fly. I can't speak today. So landing rate of 84 feet per minute, touching her down very softly here in Berlin, and we have arrived at stand. We can complete our flight. Yes, thank you. And then I can start. Here we are our route, and we can take a look at that. That's a map again. Still not much happening, but I will bet you that Schiphol will go online very soon. It looks like Frankfurt is already starting up on schedule, and Schiphol will not be long after, I can assure you that. I'll just have a look at my real world time here. We are on the same time zone. Yeah, so it's time for me to eat some dinner. You can see the clock here. That's actually the time I'm in as well. So it is time to get some chow, and we can continue on with our flights, at least for a few hours left, I think. So we're not going to shut her all the way down. So we'll leave this here on. I'll just go with the flow. Fuel pumps are off. We can leave the all-dab on. This is fine. We're on ground power. And we can terminate the flight leg and start the services. And put you on here, and you have steady, it's good. And we have our flight directors off, that's good. Our radars are off. Parking brake is set and that's cut off, that's good. Flaps are all up and speed brake is stowed. And yeah, let's go out and do our last checkup. Let me just shut this here down and get our parking rate. Now we know parking rate is very dock here. Yeah, actually that's not far off. Hey, without any physical waving or go stop signing, but old-fashioned slot signing. So I'm quite happy with this parking, and with the landing rate 83 feet. That's just darn good, I think. So we will. Too bad we don't have the. The gate though, but Airsoft do have a tendency to be a bit slacky on the gate, and I do think the gates just give that little extra, right? And without that, it's just not the same. But anyway, here we are in Berlin, Germany, on our first leg successful flight, I might add, from Oslo, from outside the European Union. So Germany is our first step into the European Union. Had a very nice flight, I think. Not much to talk about issues wise. Did get a bit distracted to start giving geography lessons on descent. now thinking back, it wasn't the smartest thing to do. I think I should have focused on what I was doing. So we did initiate the descent a bit earlier, just to stay away from descent rates of 3,000 feet per minute and above. We did get in a little fast, had to use some speed brake to get down and get around our fake waypoint there, but it was a very nice approach. And of course, as again, the aircraft handled it perfectly. We didn't get any ATCs, unfortunately. Eurocontrol locked off, but that gave us room to give the geography lesson. So stay tuned for the next video, which I will duly name. Of course, it'll be in its own playlist here in YouTube. I'll make a Euro Tour playlist, EU, and you will find that named Leg 2 to Amsterdam Schiphol. For now, I'll be going and grabbing some dinner and be signing off, and I will end the recording here, and I will see you shortly for our flight to Amsterdam. Thank you. Oh, before signing out, we need to just reset so you can follow along. So we'll start our timer here. That's a turnaround timer, and we'll just jump outside again. And I will sign off with the words that remember to subscribe. It really supports the channel. Also like the video, share it if you can on forums. If not for anything else, then to support the hobby, to spread the word of a wonderful thing, and to spread the word of if you're 2D flight simmer, spread the word. Just flight simming in general. The more people you get into it, the more it will be developed, and the more the gaming developers will take it seriously, and the better it will become. So like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you soon after I have eaten for our last leg of today. I think it'll be for Schiphol. So bye bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.